The heart of the episode unfolds at the upscale restaurant, where Anne Romano meets Mr. Claude Quincy, president of Quincy Mowers, for what she intends to be a strictly professional business dinner. This sequence represents the culmination of Anne's earlier battle for dignity and serves as a masterful test of her principles against the entrenched expectations of 1970s corporate culture. The script transforms what could have been a simple client meeting into a layered comedy of misunderstandings, awkward interruptions, and poignant assertions of personal boundaries. Through sharp dialogue and escalating comedic tension, the episode explores the clash between Anne's commitment to professional integrity and Mr. Quincy's assumption that the evening will follow the familiar, more permissive pattern established by his previous host Charlie. The dinner begins with polite formality. Anne arrives slightly late, having stopped to prepare herself mentally for the encounter. Mr. Quincy, a genial but clearly expectant man in his 60s, is already waiting. The initial exchange is filled with the kind of courteous business pleasantries that mask deeper undercurrents. Anne expresses genuine appreciation for working with Quincy Mowers, highlighting her pride in the public relations successes she has achieved for them. Mr. Quincy reciprocates, with compliments on her versatility, a seemingly innocent remark that carries a double meaning in the context of the evening's expectations. The script excels here in its subtle layering of dialogue. Every line drips with the potential for misunderstanding, reflecting how business entertainment in that era often operated on unspoken assumptions rather than explicit agreements. One of the most delightful and revealing moments comes when Anne attempts to elevate the dinner into a legitimate professional celebration by mentioning a surprise having the meeting noted in the local Who's in Town column. Mr. Quincy's initial impression is positive, but the arrival of Polly Jackson, an acquaintance of Anne's, quickly disrupts the carefully maintained professional tone. Polly's flirtatious energy and obvious availability introduce the exact element Anne has been fighting to avoid. The awkwardness intensifies as Polly offers aspirin for the anticipated headache that Charlie would typically manufacture as an exit strategy. Anne's discomfort is palpable, and the script captures her internal struggle through her increasingly firm attempts to redirect the conversation back to business matters such as the success of the Quincy Model 212 rotary mower. The arrival of Schneider and his friend Dora Hoffman marks the comedic peak of the dinner sequence. Schneider, ever the well-meaning but disastrously timed meddler, brings Dora in hopes of securing modeling work for her, completely oblivious to the delicate professional situation. His enthusiastic pitch about the lawn mower and Dora's awkward attempt to compliment Mr. Quincy's lawn thing mower create a cascade of humorous misunderstandings. The script uses this interruption brilliantly to heighten the farce while simultaneously reinforcing Anne's isolation in her principled stand. Schneider's presence, though chaotic, also humanizes the scene. His genuine desire to help Dora mirrors the kind of informal networking that often blurred personal and professional lines in the 1970s, yet it stands in stark contrast to Anne's determination to maintain clear boundaries. As the interruptions multiply, Mr. Quincy's expectations become more apparent. His repeated hints about headaches, his playful references to Anne as a little devil, and his assumption that the evening will progress into more intimate territory create a mounting tension. Anne's response is firm and unequivocal. In one of the episode's most powerful moments, she declares that she is not his little one-night stand and that her role is strictly limited to public relations, not private entertainment. The dialogue here crackles with emotional authenticity. Anne's frustration peaks as she reminds Mr. Quincy of the substantial contributions she has made to his company's visibility. Her willingness to risk losing the lucrative contract rather than compromise her dignity represents a defining character moment. The script handles this confrontation with remarkable balance, allowing humor to soften the edges while never diminishing the seriousness of Anne's stance. Following the restaurant debacle, the episode shifts to Anne's apartment, where Mr. Quincy makes an unexpected late visit. This scene provides a beautiful resolution to the dinner's tensions while deepening the character exploration. Mr. Quincy, having reflected on Anne's words, arrives with the signed contract and a sincere apology. His admission that he sometimes acts like a darn fool when away from home reveals a vulnerability beneath his businessman persona. The script allows for a touching moment of mutual respect as Anne acknowledges her own rudeness, and Mr. Quincy praises her character. This reconciliation underscores one of the episode's central themes: genuine professional relationships can be built on honesty rather than transactional favors. Yet even here, Mr. Quincy's lingering flirtation with talk of secret hideaways and playing the game just the way you want shows how deeply ingrained these patterns were. Anne's final, decisive rejection when hell freezes over delivers a perfect punchline that affirms her unwavering principles. The writing in these scenes demonstrates exceptional comedic timing and thematic depth. The rapid succession of interruptions at the restaurant creates a chaotic energy that mirrors the unpredictability of single working life where personal and professional spheres constantly collide. Schneider's involvement while providing laughs also highlights the challenges Anne faces in maintaining control over her own narrative. Dora's innocent enthusiasm and Mr. Quincy's persistent assumptions serve as foils that illuminate Anne's strength. The episode never mocks Mr. Quincy outright. Instead, it presents him as a product of his generation, making Anne's stand against those norms all the more admirable. From a historical perspective, this dinner sequence brilliantly captures the transitional moment in 1970s American business culture. The era saw growing numbers of women entering executive and client-facing roles, yet many industries still operated under the old rules of male bonding through entertainment that often included sexual undertones. One Day at a Time uses this specific story to comment on broader societal shifts toward greater professionalism and gender equality. Anne Romano becomes a symbol of the changing times, a woman who refuses to accept that business has always been like that. Her success in ultimately securing the signed contract on her own terms validates the emerging feminist principle that competence and integrity could triumph over outdated practices. Character insights abound in this section. Anne's portrayal as both vulnerable and resolute is particularly compelling. She experiences genuine embarrassment and frustration during the dinner, yet she never wavers in her core beliefs. This complexity makes her deeply relatable. Mr. Quincy, meanwhile, evolves from a potentially predatory figure into a more nuanced character who is capable of self-reflection. His final apology and willingness to sign the contract demonstrate that respect can be earned through courage rather than compliance. Schneider's comic relief, though disruptive, ultimately reinforces the warmth of the show's ensemble. Even his misguided attempt to help Dora contributes to the episode's celebration of human imperfection and neighborly goodwill. The thematic exploration of integrity versus expediency reaches its zenith here. Anne's journey through the dinner tests not only her professional boundaries but also her identity as a role model for her daughters. By refusing to compromise, she demonstrates the very principles of self-respect she tries to instill in Barbara and Julie. The script connects these professional struggles to the family themes explored elsewhere in the episode, creating a cohesive narrative about a woman fighting for dignity in all aspects of her life. The gentle satire on 1970s gender roles remains affectionate, acknowledging the absurdity of the old ways while celebrating those who dared to challenge them. The dialogue throughout these scenes sparkles with natural wit and emotional truth. Lines, such as Anne's exasperated, "I am not your honey," and Mr. Quincy's humorous complaints about promoting the world's dullest product, showcase the writer's ability to blend humor with insight. The pacing is impeccable, moving seamlessly from awkward politeness to chaotic interruptions to quiet reconciliation. This careful construction ensures that the audience remains invested in both the comedic elements and the deeper emotional stakes. In reflecting on this central sequence, one appreciates how One Day at a Time used the seemingly mundane setting of a business dinner to tackle significant social issues. The episode transforms a routine client meeting into a profound statement about personal agency and professional respect. Anne's principled stand resonates far beyond the confines of the story, offering encouragement to viewers navigating similar challenges in their own lives. The resolution, with the contract secured and mutual understanding achieved, provides satisfying closure while leaving room for the ongoing complexities of single motherhood and career advancement. The performances implied by the script would have been outstanding, particularly in conveying the subtle shifts in power dynamics and emotional undercurrents. The chemistry between the characters, the perfectly timed interruptions, and the heartfelt moments of reflection all contribute to making this one of the episode's most memorable arcs. As the story transitions back to the domestic sphere, the lessons learned during this dinner continue to inform Anne's interactions with her family and neighbors, reinforcing the show's message that integrity in one area of life strengthens all others. This dinner sequence stands as a testament to the brilliance of 1970s sitcom writing at its best. It entertains while enlightening, amuses while provoking thought, and ultimately affirms the quiet heroism of women like Anne Romano, who refused to accept the status quo. The clash between professional expectations and personal values captured here remains timeless, continuing to speak to audiences decades later about the ongoing struggle for dignity and equality in both the workplace and the home.